So the two that probably gave you the most trouble were 7 and 9. I'm going to be very honest with you. 7, I could not figure out how they came up with 2/3 other than just using a little bit of math knowledge that I have. So let's look at number 9. So number 9 is right here. And it's 33 and 3/10%. This little line means what? What does that line mean? Raise your hand. What does that line mean, Samantha? Okay, so goes on. So when you're finding this, you have to keep that in mind. It's a repeating 3. So that means the same thing about this 6, right? It's just a repeating 6. What, baby? I don't care. Like, it was given to you yesterday. I don't give extra copies. Just put everything away and follow along, sweetie. Like, I can't help. I can't find it. So knowing that both of those are repeating. And with this one, this is 3/10. If I put 3/10 into a fraction, what fraction do you get? Does anybody know? Gabriel? No. What fraction do you get? If you went in and you did 3/10, what would you get? No. I mean, you get 3/10, but like you end up with 1/3. Like the fraction for that is 1/3. So if this is 1/3, guys, take a look at this number. It's 2/3. So that personally was the only way that I could like figure it out, because this is essentially 1/3. That's another 1/3. So if I put these, so 1/3 is 33% or 33 hundredths. 2/3 is 66.67%. I'm sure you guys have seen that on a calculator, right? Which gives you 66 continued, or 6600. So then 3/3. So that's just kind of how, that's the best way that I can explain it. Because if you put this as a fraction, you get 66 hundredths. Well, the only thing you can divide that by is what? 2, right? And then you end up with 33 50ths, and you're like, well, there's nothing else that goes into 33 50ths. Yeah. So this is that's not the nicest one in the world. Okay, but the correct answer for 7 is 2/3, and the correct answer for 9 is 3/10. Okay, so if you did not get that, please go ahead, get those two at least on there. Now, if you finished your homework, make sure your name is at the top, and I want you to turn this homework into the first page bin. If you did not finish your homework, keep it. If it's not colored, don't turn it in, because that is part of your homework. Okay, go ahead, turn it. You have a day because you were out. Okay. Angel, you'll have a day. No, Angel T. You'll have a day just because you were taking the test yesterday. Okay. Now, I need to speak with Zach, Allison, Joshua. Who else was doing a study guide on the day we took our test? Gracie. For whatever reason, y'all did not take your test yesterday, you have to take it today, else it's a 0. So get your iPads, go on Canvas, get the code, should be on Tuesdays, and then you guys need to get your test finished. Grab some paper from the counter back there, the cubby hole, and then head out into the hallway, spread out, please. All right, how many of you guys have ever been shopping with your parents, or a big thing is Black Friday shopping? How many of you guys have ever been Black Friday shopping? Okay, and usually Black Friday shopping, you go out because there's really good deals, right? 50% off of this, 60% off of that, 75% off of this. So we're essentially going to be discussing, like, really moving into percents today. And percents is one of those real world situation type things that you will use forever. Like, it's not something like, there are some things that I'm going to teach you in math that you're literally going to do in school and never use it again. Like scientific notation. Like, I just was talking to 8th grade about it, and I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life. Unless you go into a very specific career, you'll never use scientific notation again. But percents, that's different. That is a real world skill that you need to move up here. You should not be on the iPad. Should not even ever go. Let's go. It is a real world skill that you are going to use for the rest of your life. So please pay attention while we're going through this stuff. In your notebook, go ahead and turn to the next blank left page. Next blank left page. So we're going to go ahead and get started with percent. I do need you to sit for a certain part, so you can stay back there, and then once we do like the top part, I'm going to make you a couple of sheet paper. There with me. Whatever you're playing with, stop. Do I need to make you take the Jack Thompson? Then stop. All right. On the next blank left page in your notebook, you need to title it. Are you going to work today? Understanding and interpreting percents and today's date, which is 10/12, and this is going to be your warm-up. And each day we are going to do a warm-up when we're dealing with these different types of percent questions. What do you need, Sincere? You good? All right, thumbs up when you have this copy down. All right, what you're going to get first is you're going to get 3 minutes of think and work time. That means you are not talking to anybody. You're reading the warm-up questions and you're answering them. So you have 3 minutes. If you finish before those 3 minutes, please stand up. Okay? Any questions? So are there any conversations being had right now? No. All right, go ahead. 3 minutes. So this is think and work time. You can highlight, annotate, whatever you need to do to answer these questions. Kira here? Kira's not here. I will let you know, you don't have to do any math. No math. Okay. And don't be racing. No racing. No, no. Alright. It's okay. Guys, it is perfectly okay if you're like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. This is 6th grade material. This is where the fun starts. Okay? So, if it is okay, like, to be like, I honestly could not answer any of those questions. It's alright. It's okay. Take a deep breath. Now, you're going to get 3 minutes to talk with your table partners about each one of these questions. So the ones that are like, I don't get it, this is your opportunity to ask some questions to the people who maybe did get it, or see what they even wrote. And maybe together you guys can both be like, oh, yeah, neither one of us get it, or oh, that makes a lot more sense to me now. So you will have 3 minutes to turn and talk to the people sitting at the table with you. Sincere, will you just join Gabe since he doesn't have a partner right now? All right, any questions? Are you talking about this weekend? Are you talking about the Blue Bash? Are you talking about anything other than math? All right, get started.
Interruption. Girls' PE classes, today health classes will be held in room 407. If it is changed, we will make another announcement. Thank you.
All right, go.
Right? I haven't ever seen it too high. That's smaller.
Or the only fraction we've probably ever seen is half off, right? Maybe.
This is my prediction. I don't know for sure. 25%. That's kind of what I'm But when I hear
All right, finish up that last sentence with your partner.
number and 0.25, both of those are small. It means the same thing, 25%, but to me, 4 sounds small.
All right. So I sat with a group and I heard a lot of good discussion. And then I sat with another group and asked a question. So some of these are maybe very easy to answer. Some of these are probably like, I don't know, because I've never actually thought of it like that. So let's talk about number 1. It says in the advertisement above, what does the word percent mean? So in this advertisement, what does percent mean? Anybody? What do you think? Okay. Okay, so could be a discount. All right. Anybody else want to add anything else? What do you think, Alex?
To me, 25% off is like an amount lower than the usual.
Okay, so we're gonna say discount or lower. All right. What does the word percent mean? Because that's really what the question is asking, though, isn't it? So what does the word percent mean? What do you guys think? Samantha?
I mean, it's like, sometimes it can be a whole, but it's like part of something or an amount.
Okay, so that's both really good, like descriptions, but it's a part, or it's a part of what whole? We talked about this, what? 100. So really and truly, the word percent, even in this advertisement, means out of 100. So please make sure that you get that out of 100 on your answer for number 1. Don't erase anything you've written, because I want to see all of your thinking. But make sure you do have out of 100 on there as well. Christian, stop, please. So this next one, it says about how much money do you think you will save if you purchase one of these televisions today? I'm not telling you if you're right or wrong. I just want to get some answers. All right, Sincere, what'd you guys come up with? You said $200? All right. Who else? Silas. H.
You would save
You said 100? 125? Okay. BK?
We also said 125.
Okay, so we got a couple tallies for 125. Silas, what'd you guys say?
I said like $20 to that divided.
Okay, so $20. All right.
We got $45.
$45. Okay. $20. So we got 2 tallies for 20. Anybody else? Angel?
Like $50 or more.
Okay. Oh, I like it. $50 or more. So you're just covering it. It's going to be $50 or more. I like it. Or more. All right. I'm not going to tell you if you guys are right or wrong yet. So this is a question that I feel like makes sense, because essentially I want you to think, again, ever going Black Friday shopping, ever going shopping in general, do you ever see fractions or decimals?
No.
No, the only fraction you might see is what? Yes, Miss Chadwick?
I would say half.
Yes, that was probably the only fraction you're ever going to see. You're never going to see 33 hundredths off of this sofa, right?
It'd just be confusing.
Right, it's very confusing, but when you throw a percent up there and you say 33% off of this sofa, makes a lot more sense. All right, so why do you guys think that they don't use fractions or decimals? What were some of the things you guys said? BK?
Our group said that it was easier to understand.
Right. All right, anybody else have something a little bit different other than easier to understand? Christian?
It would make more sense.
Make more sense. Yep. All right. Anything else that's different, a little different from easier to understand or make more sense, Gabe? Okay, so fraction or decimal would make it hard. All right, Isaac.
To make the sale sound like bigger.
Okay. So make sale sound bigger. All right, and then the last question. Again, this is real world stuff, guys. Like I said, percent's something that you're going to use forever moving forward. What's one real world situation that you guys would essentially see percents being used in? Mason, what'd you guys put from your group? Did you put anything? Okay. Everly, sit up and write one, at least one.
When they're trying to get rid of all the holiday items after the holiday,
Oh.
they're putting it on sale for like way less money.
So holiday sales,
Yeah.
and you said after the holidays?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, what's another one? Blake.
50% off school supplies.
Ooh, 50% off school supplies. That's a teacher's favorite.
I never was 50%.
You're right. All right, BK.
The percentage of the throttle on the plane. I think that's how it's said.
Wow, you said percentage of throttle on a plane. That's very cool. You must have some inside information about that, don't you? Okay. Again, completely different from what we've been talking about, but it's still real world, right? Okay, give me one more, Silas.
Like you got a 90% of
Yes, 90% on tests. All right, so take this, glue this in on this page real quick. And then we're gonna flip our page over and start with our notes. You're also, you can use your highlighter today. That's fine. You don't need to talk. Just glue this in, turn your page, and get ready to move on. Please stop with the noises. All right, stand up when you have this done so I know that I can move on. If you're standing, you're not talking. All right, go ahead and title the next blank right page, and then get the piece of paper that I just passed out to you. Thumbs up when you're ready to go. Yep. So thumbs up when you have this copied down and you have your notes ready to go. Angel, are you ready? Christian. Why? Sit down. All right. So we are going to be talking about percent and percents and what they are, what the difference is. So a percent is out of 100. And an example of this would be 20% of the votes. Apparently we're going to play this game today. Hold on, y'all. I know. There we go. All right, so 20% of the votes and a percent is out of 100. Now, a percentage is the amount of 100, and this is used for large percents. Sorry, percentages. So how many of you guys can seriously say, okay, I know the difference between a percent and a percentage, and like understand based off of what I just wrote? I don't understand the difference. Like, okay, well, one says it's out of 100, one says it's the amount of 100. Isn't that the same thing? Kind of, sort of seems like it, right? So we're going to talk about the difference, and we're going to give examples of the difference. So it says a percent can either be indicated by a percent of one item, and that one item is 60% of a pizza. So Sincere ate 60% of the pizza. That's a percent. Okay? Or sorry, that's a percentage, sorry. So he ate 60% of that one item. So percentages are 1. Put a 1 next to your percentages. And then a percent is a group of items. And that is 60% of the class likes carrots. And I don't think that's a true statement, but we'll roll with it anyways. So over here, after the definition of percent, I want you to write group. Okay? So the percent is representing a group. The percentage is representing one big item. And in here, make sure you underline 1 and then a piece of pizza and then class, because it represents a group. Does that make sense? A little bit more sense? Kind of, sort of? Like a middle thumb? Okay, remember, this is first day, guys. It's not going to be like automatic. Okay? So it's okay if you're still here and you're like, I don't completely understand, but a little bit more. All right. Talk about visuals. So it says percentages can be shown in a shown using a visual. I cannot read. Percentages can be shown visually in a variety of ways. These are 3 of the most common. So raise your hand if you recognize any of these 3 graphs. So this one, or that one. You recognize at least one of them. Okay. All right, Everly, tell me which one you recognize.
I recognize the one where it has all the little squares and kind of sold up.
Do you know what that's called?
No, but I do remember we were doing it. I think in like second grade we were doing like votes for other stuff.
And honestly, like you've seen this all through elementary school. All right. Anybody know what this is actually called? This one right here. Gabe?
Based
No. Well, yes, but we're gonna make it really easy because percents are out of what? So we're gonna name it out of that 100. Alex? No.
graph,
No.
a 100 chart.
Yes. So hundreds chart or hundreds grid, whichever one you want to call it. All right. Who else recognizes another one up there of the two that are left? Isaac. Okay, you know what it's called? Okay. So one name is a circle graph, hence the shape. And then what's the other name? You guys might have heard this, BK?
Pie chart.
Yes. So circle graph or a pie chart. And then the last one, I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but these are tape diagrams. So all of these have to equal up to what though? They all equal what? This circle graph, the tape diagram, and the hundreds chart all has a total of what? Sincere? 100. So no matter what you use, they all have a total of 100, which means all of your percents are going to be, I'll turn it sideways so you can read it. All of your percents are going to be out of 100, okay? Thumbs up when you have that sideways part written down. Mason, right, son. What is the percentage being shown in our tape diagram? What's the percentage being shown? Silas H. In the tape diagram, what's the percentage? 25%. So you just take your highlighter, color that in. How do you know it's 25%, Silas? Huh? You just gotta speak up, baby. I can't hear you.
It's a
But how do you know it's a quarter? Because I see 25, I see 50, I see 75, and I see 100. How do you know it's 25%? It's not a trick question. It's just a... Don't overthink it. Blake, you want to help him out?
because 25% is the
Right. It's the only shaded in part, right? So if we shaded in up to 75%, how much of that would be shaded in? Christian? 75. All right, what about our 100 chart? What is the percentage of our 100 chart right here? Sam,
40%.
how do you know?
Because 4 rows are shaded.
'Cause
and,
fo-
and on a 100 chart, it's at 10 by 10.
Yes. So 4 rows are shaded in, and each one of those rows has 10. All right, so now we're going to use these 3 charts, and we're going to answer some questions. Thumbs up if you have all of this information that we've written so far down and you're ready to move on. Okay, if not, I need you to finish writing and then give me a thumbs up. Angel T, are you done? All right. So interpreting these visual representations can help us understand percentages. By looking at these pictures, we can make the observation. So the first 3, we're going to be using our circle graph. Circle graph. For 4 and 5, we're going to be using the tape diagram. And then for 6, 7, and 8, we're going to be using the hundreds chart. That way you guys kind of just know where to look when we're trying to answer these questions. All right, so the first one, number 1, more people blank percent like blank than blank and blank combined. So looking at the pie chart, more people like what? Looking at that pie chart, more people like what? Isaac? Okay. So more people like chicken. And Isaac, what is the percentage of chicken? 55%. Then blank and blank combined. BK. Mhm. And how do you guys know that? Like, what do you do to figure that out? Other than obviously look at your pie chart and the sizes of our sections are bigger. But how do you know that the chicken is more than the cow and the pig combined? Angel? Okay, so not looking at the shapes, because obviously looking at the shapes we know, but how else? Angel? The percent. Well, this is 30% and that's 15%. What do I have to do with these two to figure out and make sure that it is smaller than 55%? Angel?
Add them up.
You have to add them up. And when you add them up, what do you get? 45%, which is obviously less than that 55%. All right, number 2 says all of the people surveyed about animals like either blank, blank, or blank, because the percentage adds up to blank. So what do you think goes in there? Blake?
Cow, pig, chicken, because it adds up to 100.
Perfect. So cow, pig, or chicken, because these percentages add up to 100. Can you check to make sure that's true? Like, can we add up all the numbers and see if that works? All right, I want you guys to do that on your paper. Stand up when you have your answer. All right, have a seat. So what do you get when you add 55 plus 30 plus 15? What do you get? I need some new friends at Ansley. You get 100. So you know that this is correct. All right, the last question for this one. Blank, more or less than half of the people like cows. So is it more than half of the people like cows or less than half the people like cows? And how do you know? Sincere? How do you know? I think you have the right answer, baby, but I have no idea what you just said. Because why? So half is 50, at least 50, right? And you know that the cow is how much percentage? 30%. So that's perfect. So he knows that half is 50, so therefore the cows are less than half. All right, now you guys are looking at the tape diagram. I'm gonna let you do these two on your own. Stand up when you have them finished. So you're looking at the middle one. Yeah, cohort 3 was in there. Number 4 says blank percent of the students like pancakes. First off, we're using the tape diagram, right? What is that tape diagram actually representing? Because we did not talk about this. I want to see if you guys could use some of your context clues to figure this out. So what is this tape diagram right here representing? Blake? Not just students. Angel? Yep. Right, so this tape diagram is representing the percentage of students who like pancakes. Okay? So how many students like pancakes? Ansley? Never mind? Okay, Ansley, I have a question. How much is shaded in?
25.
So then how many students like pancakes? Yep, 25%. So again, this is representing, there's only 25% of students who actually like pancakes in this particular survey. All right, the next question says, blank percent of students do not like pancakes. Well, for one, I want the answer, but then I also want you to tell me how you figured it out. All right, Drake?
75.
And how did you figure that out?
Because basically it's out of 125, so it's like 175, which means 75.
Right, so you said it's out of 100. Each one of these is 25. He did 100 minus 25, which gave you 75. How many of you guys just added up the 3 blank ones, or empty ones? Either way is right, because we both get what? 75%. All right, the hundreds chart. Again, I want you guys to work with your group members on 6, 7, and 8. Stand up when you're finished. Joshua, are you
I
finished?
apologize, teachers.
All right,
Please go
just-
ahead and make sure you get your attendance done if you haven't already, and have a great day.
So just put your iPad down, turn your paper in, and then just sit with Angel and Angel. Stop whistling or whatever you're doing, please. Isaac, are you finished, babe? You may go to the bathroom. Take a pass with you.
Stand up when you're done.
Yep, stand up when you're finished, guys. Stop now. I'm talking to the whole table, not just you. I'm talking to the whole table. All right, again, stand up when you are finished. Stand up when you are finished. There you go. Use the percentage. Totally.
And then whatever you that's the other candidates. So yes, just
All right, I think for the next part, good. So let's go ahead and go over these last 3. Easy, killer, easy. All right. Christian, what did you guys write for 6? It says Riley B. Running received blank, more or less than half of the votes. How do you know? I couldn't hear you. Say it one more time. Okay, right? Or Gabe, what kind of percentage of agreement are you with Christian's explanation? Okay. All right, Gabe, Riley B. Running received blank percent of the votes. 40%. And the last one, the other candidates received a total of blank percent of the votes. Ansley? 60. And how did you know it was 60, Ansley?
Because 40 plus 60 equals 100, and it's 100 chart.
Right. She said because 40% of 60, what did you say? Not 40% of 60. What did you say?
I said 60 plus 40 equals 100.
Thank you. That's what I said, you know. Okay. Listen to the rest of the directions for today. Don't move, don't talk, just listen. You guys are going to be working on with a partner this side and this side. Now, I will let you know, this front side is all about creating percentages. So this front side goes with these three types of things that we did here. I will discuss quickly 1A with you. 1B, you guys should be able to do no problem because there's technically an example in the notes that we took. But 1A says shade 60% of the tape diagram. So you have a 0 and a 100% on this tape diagram. How do we want to break up our tape diagram? Sincere. Why? You just got to speak up, baby. That's why? Because 20 can go into 60, but we got to get it out of 100. You're right with 20. We're going to do 20. All right? But why are we doing 20 and not 10 or 15 or 5 or 1? Could we do 10?
Yeah.
Could we do 15?
Yes.
15 goes into 60.
Oh.
Okay? Can we do 1?
Yes.
We could. However,
It takes too long.
it'd take too long and it's going to be really messy, right? You
Yeah.
want to make it as neat and pretty as possible, plus they all have to be equal amounts. So 20 is a good choice. All right? Yeah, so you just need to put 5 lines as equal as possible. 4 lines, not 5, sorry. 4 lines as equal as possible. It does not have to be perfect, guys, because we're human. We're going to make mistakes. And then what do we need to label each one of these lines? Gabe. What amount of percents? Yeah. So this is 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. So that's how you're going to do A and B. I just wanted to make sure you guys understood that. The rest of them, you should have no problem doing. Again, you're working with a partner. Thumbs up when you have this part done, and you have to use your highlighter or whatever the color that you're using. You do have to use that on your notes today. So you can use the highlighter. I'm not going to ask you to use anything, get anything extra out. Thumbs up when you have this done right here. Not finished, just the lines are gone. Do not color with your pencil. I just said you have to use your highlighter or whatever. So thumbs up when you have this done right here. All right, flip your paper over. Just have a seat, baby. I'm almost finished. This part, again, you're working with your partners, and you're using this information to answer these questions. You may move around the room. You may sit up here, grab clipboards if you need. If you choose not to work with somebody, that is fine as well, but you do have the option to work with somebody. Okay, are there any questions? All right, if you were taking your test outside, please come and see me. Everybody else?